This is One-on-One.
I'm an equal American just like you are.
The jobs of tomorrow are not the jobs of yesterday.
Look at this. You got this?
Here it is, man. Look at that.
Life without dance is boring.
I don't care how good you are or how good you think you are, there is always something to learn.
Do you enjoy talking politics?
No.
People call me because they feel nobody's paying attention.
Our culture, I don't think, has ever been tested the way it's being tested right now.
Such a good question. High five.
Welcome to Uncut. I'm Steve Adubato. On this particular edition of Uncut, we are recognizing 25 people that the Russ Berrie Making a Difference Awards, they're celebrating their 25th anniversary. 25 for 25. 25 people, extraordinary people of the 366 who have been recognized over this quarter century for making a difference. And I've been honored to host that event from day one. And more importantly, one of those winners from 2019, we recognize Karen Monroy, who is founder and CEO of Ability2Work and Grateful Bites. So good to see you, Karen.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
You know, tell folks exactly what your organization is all about, because you are making a big difference every day.
So we are focusing on individuals who are differently abled. Oftentimes they have diagnosis like autism or Downs, or maybe they're just in the pervasive developmental disorder spectrum without a diagnosis. And what we do is we provide them a safe space for them to be able to learn all of the emotional and social skills and also technical skills for them to be able to thrive in the world and find a place in the world. So our emphasis is on inclusion. Our emphasis is on teaching others the simple tools that they can learn to help support individuals who are differently able to be success in the world.
It's also personal for you.
It's very personal for me. My son is one of the folks who is at Ability2Work and Grateful Bites. And I started the organization because I had spent so much time looking for something that I thought would help him thrive. And I couldn't find anything. I felt, I found a lot of restrictions. I found a lot of limited thinking. I found so many different things that were, just simply disappointing to me, and I knew they weren't going to work for him. So, we put our heads together and started Ability2Work, and I really based it off of looking at what worked, scientific methods, did, several years of research before I even started the organization. And so a lot of thought and a lot of contemplation, a lot of work went into it. And I, for the most part, we've really been a success. I mean, of course, with COVID, there's all new challenges and life is very different.
But your son Zachary, right? He goes by Zach, right?
Yep.
Zach likes to bake, right?
Yes.
And connect that to Grateful Bites.
So right now, what we're doing is at Ability2Work, we are taking orders online only, and we're doing no contact pickup. So the support individuals are still with our folks. We've added a few things because obviously the business model for it has changed.
Sure. And
without having a cafe that's open that folks can come into, we still want our individuals to be able to practice those social and emotional skills, which are really key in their development. And, so we've made partnerships, for instance, with Meals on Wheels, and Meals on Wheels allows them to do no contact deliveries, but to do the wellness checks through the doors and, make sure that they get the practice that they need, but they're also providing a wonderful service in the community and can take their esteem and their pride from that. So between Grateful Bites and between partnering with the community, the apprentices are really pretty busy.
But the other thing is you're continuing to make a difference because in spite of all those challenges, you and your organization are bringing baked goods to healthcare workers. You're making a difference every day.
Yes. So when COVID, we have a hospital not too far from us. So at the height of COVID, we were doing breakfast for the entire emergency room staff, and we were doing breakfast for the entire COVID staff. So certainly doing that. Also in the mix are nursing homes, because the nursing homes obviously have a whole other set of really unique challenges. And so able to do different lunches and different breakfasts for them. And, you know, we just took donations online from the community and said, you know, hey, if you can help us do this and help us continue, you know, to keep this going, we're happy to do it. And, you know, it's a great win-win, because the apprentices are still busy, doing very meaningful work and work that they love. And they obviously know that things have changed with COVID and are finding their ways to be valued and contributing members of society, which to us is one of the most important aspects, that they view themselves as valuable, contributing members of society, and that society views them that way.
Karen, let me ask you this. You win the award, the Russ Berrie Making a Difference Award. You're one of the 25 for 25 we're recognizing in this series. You meet some wonderful people who are also making a huge difference. What did and what does that award mean to you?
Well, you know, I have to say it means so much in so many ways, because, I mean, we are a small organization. We're very much working in the trenches. We're very grassroots. And sometimes we just don't pick our head up to breathe. You know, we can't. There's just so much going on. So to have someone like the Russ Berrie Foundation come along and notice what we were doing, I didn't even know they were noticing what we were doing, truthfully. And
that's what they do.
Nervous. If I'd known there was an award, or I don't know what I would have done. But in any case, you know, with the ability for us to then let other people know, hey, we have a model here that works. And the Russ Berrie is this wonderful glue and conduit, you know, through COVID, but through all the other things that we've done in our organization that allow us to keep growing and reaching out. And I've had some phenomenal conversations with different staff members who are part of Russ Berrie, who have connected me with other folks who are thinking about growing or thinking about trying to do something, and I'm able to offer them my expertise. And I've been able to ask others, you know, through the Russ Berrie Foundation for some expertise. So, you know, it's this wonderful alchemy between being glue that sort of helps you move in a direction and helps others move in a direction, and at the same time helps bring recognition to the work that you're doing, because you are in the trenches so much and you don't always pick your head up. Other people may not notice, but thanks to the foundation, you know, we have a lot of inquiries about, tell us how you're doing that. And we're developing and working with transition teams at other schools throughout New Jersey to teach them what we're doing, so those individuals who are aging out in the populations don't feel so lost.
Karen, I got to say this to you. The other thing the foundation has done is, they've brought us together. They've introduced us to so many special people that we feature on Uncut and our public broadcasting. This will be included in our one-on-one series as well. And they support our not-for-profit. So listen, I have to tell you, I'm honored to know you, to be a part of this larger 25 for 25 initiative. We wish you and all your colleagues at Ability2Work and Grateful Bites all the best. And congratulations for being a part of a very special group of people. Thanks so much.
Well, thank you so much, Stephen. Thank you so much for your support of the organization and your support of us and everything that we do, because obviously you're one of the linchpins that, you know, keeps the information flowing. So I really appreciate that. So thank you.
All the best, Karen. Take care.
All the best. Bye-bye.
We'll be right back.
To watch more one-on-one with Steve Adubato, find us online and follow us on social media.
Welcome back, folks. We are honored to be joined once again by our good friend, Jack Fanous, who is a CEO and co-founder of a great organization called GI Go Fund. Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you again, Steve. How you been?
I'm doing all right. Listen, I want to make sure people know we're taping late in October 2020. The GI Go Fund gone through a lot of changes, evolution, innovation, particularly around COVID. Tell everyone what the fund is, and then we'll talk about the evolution.
For sure. So the GI Go Fund is an organization that I founded alongside with my brother James Fanous and one of our good friends Alex Manus and his brothers almost 16 years ago now, after one of our best friends was killed in Iraq. His name was Lieutenant Seth DeVorn. And the organization, when we started it, we were all civilians, 5 of us. I was 25 at the time. I was the oldest of the bunch. We didn't really know what it meant to help veterans, so we kind of dove in and just responded to whatever needs they had. During that time, it was during the last financial crisis our country faced, the foreclosure crisis. So a lot of people were coming to us with foreclosures and evictions and unemployment, and we really just dove in and just tried to help whatever issue came up. And ultimately that formed the organization that we have today, which is a one-stop organization in which we're able to help veterans with whatever needs they have, whether it be a mental health concern, a housing concern, employment, or even entrepreneurship, which is what we consider our specialty.
You know, we met back in 2013. This is part of a series called 25 for 25. Our friends and colleagues at the Russ Berrie Foundation have an annual Making a Difference Award. And in 2013, you and the folks at the GI Go Fund won that award for making a difference, or one of the awards for Russ Berrie Award for making a difference. What did that and what does that award mean to you, and what impact has it had on the organization moving forward?
Well, thanks for bringing that up, Stephen. And I love the Russ Berrie Award, and the folks over there at Russ Berrie are fantastic, and at Ramapo, they do just such an incredible job. And I'm glad that you framed it correctly, because in the past it's always been, Jack, you won this award, but you said it correctly, Jack and GI Go Fund, you guys won this award. And it was very, very important to us, because ultimately it validated a lot of the work that we had been doing for years. We were a young organization at the time. That was a long time ago. That was almost 10 years ago now that you think about it. And it validated a lot of the work that we were doing as a young group and a young organization, but it really fueled the next phase of what the GI Go Fund became. At the time, we were an organization that focused solely on job fairs and housing fairs and health fairs, and really connecting veterans with resources the old-fashioned way. But it really helped propel us into what we consider the modern phase of veteran services, really bringing in ingenuity, innovation, and modernity really to the veteran space, bringing things online, digitizing the job search process, job training. We've built a wonderful platform called Job Path. We were able to
say it again. What's it called?
Job Path. It's a portal that helps veterans find jobs, translate their military experience, but it does it all digitally. A long time ago, it used to be you had to walk into an office and get those services. We digitized it, not because of COVID, but because it was the right modern thing to do. But the reality is that during COVID, it's really the only way you can get these types of services. So really bringing innovation, bringing a lot of modern services. Our incubator, which is award-winning in the Gateway Center, which I know you're very familiar with, Steve, is a modern incubator. It's not focused just on, the old form of an incubator is somebody gives you free office space, and that's pretty much it. We have office space for sure, but we know that that's not the value of starting a business, is not really finding office space. You can go get a Regis if you really needed to. But the reality is we provide with ancillary services, digital services. We'll build a startup business, a website. We'll provide them an accountant. We'll connect them with a lawyer who needs, and pay for that lawyer for legal services and filing forms. So really bringing the modern phase of veteran services away from connecting to resources to actually bringing out outcomes is something that we focus on, and we couldn't have done it without the Russ Berrie Award. It gave us so much confidence. It gave us an infusion of capital. It really just did so much for the organization.
And the other thing is we got to meet each other, and you've been with us so many times since then. And one of the things about the Russ Berrie Awards that always strikes me, other than the event that I've been honored to host for all these years, is that I meet terrific leaders of nonprofits like yourself, get to know those nonprofits. But then the universe of leaders in the not-for-profit world, the universe of people making a huge difference for us, to bring them on the air, to tell their story, to share the work they're doing, to talk about the people they're serving, to put up the website, as we'll be doing right now, of the GI Go Fund, so that people can access who you are, what you do, and ultimately what it can do for them. I'll say this the right way, the connectivity, the relationships, huge.
There's really no doubt about it, and really the network that's been there from the Russ Berrie community, and then meeting you and working with you over these years and being on the show for so many times and getting the message out about what the organization does. I mean, you know, we did a crazy event 2 years ago called the Navy SEAL Swim, where a group of Navy SEALs started by Bill Brown. I'm not sure if you know Bill Brown, but you should. If you don't, you should know him. Bill Brown came to us and said, "Hey, I want to swim across the Hudson River to raise money for your organization because I believe in you guys. I've known you guys for years." And he came up with this concept. I never thought it would happen. I never thought he'd get it approved, but he did, and he swam across the Hudson River with 30 Navy SEALs 2 years ago. This year during COVID, we tried to do it again. It was almost impossible. Literally, the forces that be almost shut it down, but they couldn't stop 60 Navy SEALs. This year we doubled it, and we're able to grow the organization. And it's only because people like you and your viewers are seeing what we do, are understanding the work that we do, and want to support it. And honestly, that Navy SEAL swim is an event that I don't want to gloss over. It's an incredible event. 60 Navy SEALs, they swim across the Hudson River from Jersey City at Liberty State Park and end at Ground Zero with a flag run. They stop at the Statue of Liberty to honor and celebrate our nation's freedoms. They stop at Ellis Island to honor and celebrate our nation's diversity. And then, of course, run to Ground Zero to celebrate all those and honor all of those who died on 9/11 and since then. And it's an incredible event. It's an incredibly powerful and moving event. And it's an honor for us to have 60 Navy SEALs, and hopefully next year it'll be 100 and more, participate in this event. It's a moving event, and it's because of viewers of yours that make it successful. We're able to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars during that event, raise awareness. And then next year will be our 20-year anniversary of 9/11, and it'll be a very impactful and moving event to have these Navy SEALs who we all know did what they had to do to end up on Ground Zero on that anniversary.
We've got about a minute left, Jack. COVID and the GI Go Fund biggest impact.
So it's really affected a lot of our fundraising programs. You know, as you know, a lot of our fundraisers are focused on school teachers.
We have to raise money.
Exactly. So there's no in-person events. We used to rely heavily on school teachers, and a lot of schools are out of session. So we've had to pivot, and thankfully we've had a lot of support come towards our incubator, a lot of grants that maybe we never would have had before. Organizations stepped up, past funders, Prudential, Panasonic, Kessler Foundation, all stepped up. They knew that there was going to be a problem. Great organizations. They all stepped up, all were a part of it, PSE&G, and really helped fill the gap. And it's been a ride, but thankfully we're coming out on the other end, and we'll be there serving veterans for another 15, 20 years, God willing. And it's because of support from your show, from the award. It's just absolutely incredible. The Russ Berrie Award and all the folks over there. Without all of this community around us, the GI Go Fund doesn't exist.
Hey, Jack, keep doing what you're doing. The Russ Berrie folks, the Berrie Foundation, they did the right thing in selecting your organization, honoring you, supporting you, and we stand shoulder to shoulder with you in the work you're doing every day. Thanks, Jack.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll be right back right after this.
To watch more one-on-one with Steve Adubato, find us online and follow us on social media.
We are honored to be joined once again by Bridget Cutler, founder and executive director of Moms Helping Moms, a 2019 winner of the Russ Berrie Making a Difference Award. Good to see you, Bridget.
Nice to see you too, Steve.
Remind folks exactly what Moms Helping Moms is all about.
Sure. So Moms Helping Moms Foundation is a New Jersey diaper and baby supply bank. So through partnerships with about 60 different social service agencies in the state, we distribute free baby essentials to low-income families.
Why is this so important?
First of all, the thing I always come back to is we do what we do because we want to help babies and we want to help children. We believe that every child born in this world should have a fair shot at life and should have the essentials. They should have food, they should have clean clothing and diapers so that they can be put on a good path from day one. So that is the most important thing to us. And to give you a little bit of an idea of the need, about 33% of families all over the country, not just in New Jersey, report that they cannot afford enough diapers for their children. So this causes a myriad of problems. It causes health issues. It prevents them from being able to drop their children off at daycare or early education centers, because those types of places require that if your children are in diapers, you need to drop off a supply of diapers with them. They do not provide those. nor are diapers supported by any sort of government program. You can't buy diapers with food stamps. So they don't have a lot of support, and they have to come to places like us.
So let's take a step back. I remember you first told me this. It was at Ramapo, again, the 2019 winner of the Russ Berrie Award for Making a Difference. It was the last time we were together physically for an event, and we will be together again, as opposed to the virtual conversations. But I actually thought that couldn't be right, that there was no government program that actually supports diaper distribution, particularly for those, or covers diaper expenses, particularly for those who, from an economic point of view, clearly need that help.
Right. Yeah, that's something that not many people know. A lot of people assume that, you can buy diapers with food stamps. Also, a lot of people question, well, why can't they use cloth diapers? And the reason, as I already mentioned, is if they want to be able to, have childcare, they don't allow for cloth diapers. So they're really stuck, and it's preventing parents from being able to go look for jobs, from being able to go to work, because they can't leave their children there with no diapers.
But I'm sorry, Bridget, but what hit me is that this was a problem pre-COVID.
Yes.
Now, COVID hits, let's just say in March of 2020, we're taping this toward the late fall of 2020. COVID has exacerbated this situation on a lot of levels. Help us understand.
Yeah, so prior to COVID, we were distributing about 25,000 diapers a month to different families, and that wasn't even coming close to hitting the need. And then as soon as COVID hit, our demand tripled. And at the same time, we were not allowed to invite volunteers into our warehouse to help us, which is that our volunteers are a huge part of why we were able to do what we do. So we were faced with a huge amount, a huge increase in families that were coming to us for help, while at the same time, a huge decrease in our staff and volunteer time, because in addition to not allowing volunteers, we also had to come up with a plan to just have one employee there at a time. So we were, social distancing, and we had to arrange for contactless pickups. Some organizations that used us were not able to, they shut down themselves, so they were not able to come to us. So we had to figure out how we could maybe deliver to them. So we were, everything came down on us at once. And I know this was the case for everybody, but basically, prior to COVID, we were not even scratching the surface of the need. We do our best, but the need is huge. Like I said, it's about 1/3 of families with children under 5. And that, I don't have any really specific or great calculations, but I can tell you that this year already, we have distributed more than twice what we distributed in all of last year. And
so put this in perspective, though. We'll put up the website right now for Moms Helping Moms. From a fundraising point of view, like us, like you, every nonprofit, every not-for-profit struggling in terms of raising money on so many levels. Who has events? You can't have those events, or those events are now virtual, and how do you bring in money? Or the people who are your underwriters, funders, grant foundation support, whatever it is, they're struggling too.
Right.
So if people wanted to be supportive, could they go on the website and do that? And are you looking for money, or are you looking for people to donate diapers?
So currently prior to COVID, we don't just do diapers. We do baby clothing, we do strollers, essentials. We had to stop taking all types of donations because it was causing would cause a problem to have people coming in and dropping things off, disinfecting and all of that. So basically what has happened is our demand and our distributions have doubled, yet we're still working with the same budget, and we are not getting diapers from the community. In addition to that, we have about 30 to 40 diaper drives every year that people do for us. And those are not happening either. So one nice thing about our organization is with monetary donations, specifically with diapers, they are the one thing that we purchase. And we are able to purchase them for 1/3 of the retail cost.
Because of your not-for-profit status, because of the work you're doing, correct?
Yes, we have a relationship with a national diaper bank network who is able to purchase wholesale diapers they're about 15 cents a diaper, where if you went into Target or, the corner bodega, they're anywhere from 35 to 50 cents a diaper. So currently, because we have this huge increase in demand, and like you mentioned, we normally have a big gala in January, and that's not going to happen. So monetary donations at this time are more important than ever, and that can be done through our website.
Bridget, before I let you go, winning the Russ Berrie Making a Difference Award has meant what for your organization?
Well, obviously it was a huge honor and recognition, and there was great publicity for us. We connected with other Russ Berrie awardees, so that was really fantastic. And Russ Berrie has been helping out in some other ways, having conferences and
sure.
And as well as I should mention, they raised a COVID relief fund, and we received
They sure did.
$10,000 from them.
By the way, let me put this in perspective. Last 25 years, well, since 1997, 366 New Jerseyans have won the award, over $3.5 million in cash awards, your organization being one of them, right?
Correct.
In addition to the fund you just talked about.
In addition, yes. So in 2019, when I received the award, we received a $10,000 check from the Russ Berrie Foundation. And then this year, we also received another $10,000 from the COVID relief fund. So you guys, the foundation has just been incredible.
Yeah.
And most people who work in nonprofits will tell you that there's always way too much to do and not enough time to do it. So you get bogged down. And it's things like that allow you to step back for a second and remember why you're doing the work that you're doing, because it's very important. All nonprofit work is.
Bridget, keep doing what you're doing. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve. I really appreciate it.
No, we appreciate you. We'll be right back right after this.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by the Russell Berrie Foundation, Holy Name Medical Center, PSC&G, Valley Bank, MD Advantage Insurance Company, United Airlines, the Northward Center, the Fidelco Group, and by Rutgers University, Newark. Promotional support provided by New Jersey Family Magazine and by bestofnj.com.
Data shows that many patients have avoided seeking critical health care in the wake of COVID-19 for fear of contracting the virus. Delaying medical care can have serious consequences, so you should never second guess or ignore your symptoms. At Holy Name Medical Center, we have measures in place to prevent infectious disease from spreading. We're clean, we're open, and we're safe for all your healthcare needs.